All right, what's up? We are here again. Let's see. Is my mic up? Is my mic working there? Can you guys hear me? I don't know if this is working. Let's go. There we go. All right, yeah, it looks like it. So, um, just I guess let me know in chat if you guys cannot hear me. Cause holy cow, my face is real big, real bright there. So I'm gonna lean back like this. Um, all right, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pop on in today. We're gonna get talking about our slate. It's probably gonna be a quicker video. I know I started a little bit early today. I started at 4:57. So you guys still got about 3 minutes if you're still wanting to join. And as always, I kind of talk about life, love, stress, and setbacks for the first few minutes. So if there's anything, hey, yeah, we're here to talk about sports. We're here to talk about our picks. We're here to talk about gambling. But if there's anything that you guys got to get off your chest, throw it in the chat. We can chat about that kind of stuff too. This is not something that is only restricted to gambling, even though it is, a gambling stream. But the point is if you guys are ever like, hey, Cruzel, what do you think about this or that, or you just want to kind of pick my brain about something? Feel free to let me know. Obviously, I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on different promotions and different like gambling things. Like right off the bat, you know what? I've talked about it before. I'm gonna say it again. If it's not for these promotions, guys, parlays are really bad. Parlays are so bad. I know that they're a lot of fun, and I think I've mentioned it before, but I've got a buddy who I love throwing under the bus. For a while, he was like, "Hey, I'm not betting it unless it's plus 1,000 or more, and normally it's got to be at least 5 legs for me to want to bet on it." And that's such a bad long-term bet. I love it because the guy's proven me wrong a couple of times. We chat, we talk about sports, we talk about all these things. On his like per bet basis over the time, because of course it happens like this. Over the time that I've been giving him crap, for those who are just joining, over the time that I've been giving him crap about bad parlay bets, man, the guy's made like $250 off of some of these long shot parlays. And I think it's the funniest thing because, like I said, like we here at Promo Guy, we love to bet something that we would consider a smart bet, as far as like putting the edge in our favor. And my buddy, he just over the course of the last month or so has hit a couple of these really long shot parlays that are absolutely hilarious. And then he gets to rub it in my face and be like, "I told you, man." All right. So now that we're here, we've gotten going a few minutes. Quist is in here with the shades on. I love it. Love to see it. But we're going to go ahead and start talking about our slate. And if there's anything that you guys want me to tangent on, I am not afraid of a tangent. That's for sure. You guys can ask any of my students. They can distract me for literally the entire hour. If they bring up something that I'm like, oh, yeah, let's talk about that. We'll get completely distracted. And after we make it the next day, redo the itinerary. But let's go ahead, pop in. For those who were not here yesterday, one thing that's a little bit different from some of the other lives that we've had is that you guys should notice I'm in a different place. I am home for the holidays. I'm at my mom's house. Can you tell? She's a big bike rider. She loves riding bikes. And look at how beautifully decorated it is. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are books in the corner. I haven't been able to read since we passed the Captain Underpants books. So anyway, I'm in a new place. So what that means for the stream is that means I won't be able to share my screen. So off on the side in the chat over here, I tried to put today's slate. If you guys are following with us and you're coming over from Twitter, you should be able to see the daily summary. That is linked there. But basically, if you look off to the side, that's going to be the same thing. It's basically what we're going to be talking about. And I might tangent a little bit as far as just kind of some other things that I've been thinking about with gambling and sports betting in general. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, we got FanDuel. This is we got a couple of positive EV bets for us today. So the first one is that college basketball parlay promotion. Again, this has Chuck Barkley coming down the chimney, dressed up as Santa Claus, looking like a goofball. But he's offering us a profitable bet, so I'm certainly not mad about it. Basically, what today's is this is kind of like an insurance, but it's just a bet and get. So you bet $10 on a parlay, and you get $10 automatically. So our advice is to go as close to the minimum odds as possible, so that because you're getting that $10 either way. The long shot, like plus 2,000 odds, that's not something that's as profitable in this situation. But we still recommend, obviously, betting this because it's a free bet. It's a free shot at something. And then our recommendation, again, is to get as close to that plus 400 as possible. I did not follow my own advice. I just threw this together real quick. But I have the overs in Idaho State, UC Santa Barbara. I have the over in Green Bay, Minnesota, the over in Portland, UC Davis, and the over in West Carolina, Charlotte. Let me double check because I may have actually even messed up there. This is something that I love talking about with you guys on live and just kind of speaking as I go through things. Yeah, okay, good. So for a second, I thought it was NBA and I thought I messed up. I didn't. This is good. So it is a 4+ leg, $10 plus parlay on any of the college basketball games taking place today. So this is great for us. Go ahead, throw it down. Do something, whatever, again, you guys think is likely to happen, something that you like. Sam's picks are a little bit different than mine. But either way, this is a profitable promotion. Not a ton to talk about here. Next, we have Jokic boosted to plus 260. We got Joker. He's out here balling out the last few days. He's come really close to getting the triple-double. He got one, I believe, in the last 2 games. And then the last game, he missed it by like 1 assist. So the guy's on fire. He's a great player. He's going to get those. He's obviously a big guy, so he's getting those boards. And he's a bucket, so he's out here getting the points. But the beautiful thing about his game is he's a fantastic distributor as well. So he's getting a ton of assists. He's really close to that triple-double a lot of nights. And then we got a profitable boost on this. Now, if you guys have been taking full advantage of these and you've been following us for a little bit, you'll notice that as the recommended bet for this one is actually the full, like $40. But Sam likes to cut these player props in half because they're a little bit harder to track and they're generally higher variance. So you cut it down to $20 instead of the full like 40, 30, 38, 36-ish that the formula would recommend. So we're just going with the $18-20 on the Jokic bet. So that's FanDuel for today. I'm going to bounce down to Caesars because I want to talk a little bit about DK. But so Caesars, we have the bowl season profit boost. This is something that's been going on. If you guys have been paying attention, this has been every bowl game since that first day. They've had a 50% profit boost every day for that, which is awesome. So you can put this on anything and it's going to be a profitable bet. With that being said, something that we like to do, if you guys are following Twitter, is we like to find something on OddsJam that is profitable in and of itself. So the line is a little bit in our favor. And then we put the 50% boost on top of that to just really hit home how great that is. But lines change all the time. So if you guys are subscribed to OddsJam, definitely pop on there, check out what they have, see what you can find with the different lines for these games. But I believe I just threw it on the over for this one. I bet it on the Army game today. So you get one boost every day. That doesn't mean that you have to use it. So if you guys get on, you see this later in the day, you've already missed the earlier bowl games, and you don't want to bet on the night bowl game, that's totally fine. You can actually use your 50% boost on the bowl games tomorrow or, whether it's tomorrow or looking into the future. So basically just take full advantage of this. Make sure you guys are throwing these down on something. Even if you did miss the games for that day, definitely put it on the games for tomorrow because super profitable. And then we got our parlay DM NBA promo. This is I did go to OddsJam for this one for my bet on on Caesars. I have so basically what this is, let me explain this promotion. It's NBA. You're betting a 3-leg parlay. It's got to be plus 300 odds or more, and it's $25 up to $25. If you miss out, then you get your free bet. You get insurance back in a free bet. So again, this is not as great as the FanDuel parlay promotion, but it is still profitable. So go ahead, throw this down on whatever you like. I decided to go and find a couple of lines that were advantageous on Caesars. So one of them was I got the Celtics halftime, so the money line at halftime. I got that minus 200, which was in our favor at that time. And then I got the Kings money line tonight against the Clippers, I believe, at plus 170. And that's, again, something that was an advantageous line. And then just to try to keep, like the third line from really messing with and throwing me off, I decided to throw my final line of that parlay on the Bucks. So those are all of the picks. That's my promo. If you guys want me to type that into chat, I can. Just let me know my picks for that parlay DM NBA promo. Again, the college basketball parlay promo, I would recommend following Sam, just because I just kind of threw mine together last minute. It is not as well as thought out today as some other days. And then those are our main actual sports bets. The one thing I will shout out next, if you guys are joining in late, I see we have a couple of people joining. The slate is off to the right. Basically, you guys can check in there, check in anything. If you have a question on what I have, if you joined late, feel free to ask me in the chat. But finally, DK, we have casino promotions. Now, this varies based on your tier level of that new dynasty thing that they brought in. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. If you guys are a lower, like a bronze or a silver, I believe, then you're getting those classic 12 days of Christmas, the daily promotions that are fantastic. They're a great way to build your bankroll. They're just kind of, some days, even when you have a bad go of it. Yeah. Sam linked the post. You want me to link the daily post, or did you just link it, Sam? I can try to link it if it didn't just pop in. I'll go ahead and throw it in there because I don't see it on my end. So I'll just double check. There you go. So if you guys want to, I just linked it in there. But anyway, so talking about the casino promotions. If you're one of the people of the 12 days of Christmas or just kind of those every day, you go in, bet $10, get $10 kind of thing, do that every day. Take full advantage. Now, if you're like a VIP, if you're up on that gold level, which I've, flexed about a time or two, I'm up on that gold level, then you get different promotions. And these you have to kind of think through a little bit more. So if you guys are ever having a question about, hey, do I take advantage of this promotion? Pop on, ask me in the chat, ask Sam on Twitter, reach out to us. We want to be able to help. So, for instance, I had one last night where it was consecutive day betting. It was bet through $5,000 on slots, and then today bet through $25,000 on table games. This sounds like a lot, but this is absolutely doable. And the reward for this is I got $1,000 casino credit on just any game. So I'm going to be playing through blackjack once I get that. This is super profitable. This is something where it's obviously there's some variance involved with the slots. So try to keep your bets lower. It's a little bit of a time investment, but it is something that's profitable. And it's a fun way I'm going to come out, depending on how this blackjack run at the end goes. I'm going to come out about plus, I'm going to make about $600 on this, which is a really pretty penny. Now, obviously there's some risk. You could end up, losing some money on this with some of that higher variance, some of those higher numbers. I got unlucky on the slots, but then I got lucky on blackjack. So I was actually down 900. So I would have only profited $100 off of the slots. But then on blackjack, because I'm taking full advantage of the most advantageous way to play through, I actually am profiting on that, and then ultimately I'll profit about $600. So I just wanted to shout out kind of the different approaches to these casino promotions. These are something that you have to think through. The daily ones, almost always beneficial. Go ahead, hop on those. If you're those higher level ones, those VIP, don't hesitate to ask us about any thoughts that we might have. That is it for me. I know I just kind of cruised through. We've had some people popping in from Twitter. I love to see it. If you guys have any questions, you have any thoughts, you want to talk sports for a minute, I do have some time. The only thing I'm doing the rest of the day is I'm going to grab some dinner and then go hit the slopes. I'm going to go get some skiing in today. So if there's any questions that you guys have, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm going to hang out here for about, I don't know, maybe another like 3 minutes or so, just kind of chatting with y'all. If you joined us today and you're like, hey, Cruzel, I'm hopping out. Thanks for running through the slate. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate you coming in, checking out what we got. And if you were following yesterday, if you joined in yesterday and you followed all the picks, you were following whether on Twitter or here on YouTube, you guys had a profitable day. It was a pretty good day, especially if you guys followed with Quist, his advice to go throw some money on MSU covering the spread. I actually had a little bit of a typo yesterday, which led to some fun. I was throwing it in as we were in the chat, and I was just like popping it in. And I went to go put $25 because that's what we talked about. And as I was typing, I accidentally hit a 0 in between the 20 and the 5, the 2 and the 5. And I was stressing, man. That game had me going the entire time. So I ended up betting $205 on the MSU game yesterday. Luckily, we came out, we got that win. So I was very fortunate. I'm having a very fortunate run into Christmas, which is great because we had, if you guys were following, we had a little bit of a rough start to December, but we're coming in clutch here. A couple of great promotions, a little bit of luck on our side too. It's always a good thing. We love a little bit of luck, but ultimately, if you guys are following us, you're betting on these profitable things, and we're good to go. If you are joining us late, and you have any questions, please shoot them in here. I'm only probably hanging out about another 2 minutes. Please feel free to go back, watch from the beginning, see what we had, because once this gets posted, you should be able to go back, look at what we talked about with the last post or the slate for the day. Again, I want to shout you guys out. I want to say thank you for joining in, popping into the stream. It's been, it's a lot of fun getting to do these things. Getting to talk sports, getting to talk some of these promotions. I know it's taking a weight off of my family because I can't tell you how often I've talked to them about some of these things. They're like, Colin, just shut up about the promotions. And I'm like, guys, you're missing out on money. Now, luckily, a lot of them have, kind of handed the reins, and they just kind of follow promo guy and just go with it. So they're making some money that way too. But getting to talk on YouTube and go on this live stream has taken some weight off of them. So if there are no questions, guys, no comments, no thoughts, I hope you guys have enjoyed the bowl game so far. I'm a little bit sad that UTSA lost yesterday. As I said, I've kind of become a bandwagon fan of theirs ever since my buddy moved down there. I was a Texas A&M fan. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm a Texas A&M fan because I got to go down and watch. Okay, so Casey's got a question. I'll finish my rant about A&M later. Okay, so you got $1 credit for every $25 on slots up to $250. So that's going to be profitable. Yeah, minimally. It's going to be close. You really want to take advantage of like if you can play a Bloodsuckers or a what is that? Guns N' Roses slot, or even Bloodsuckers 2 is still profitable on that technically. What is Sam saying? Sam just texted me something because he's probably chiming in on this too, Casey. He wants to let us know. 4% bonus. Yeah. So that is something. It is plus EV. Yeah. So he's just confirming this. That's great. It is plus EV. So Casey, that's a good profit. Now be aware there is some variance in there. So if you go a while, we wouldn't recommend these like higher number, like higher higher dollar per spin slots on this, just because if you get, one bad run of it where you don't hit any of their bonuses or different things like that, then that's going to end up making this not actually profitable in the financial realm, right? There is some variance and some luck to it. So we would recommend, this is plus EV. If you want to go through, play those slots, absolutely do it. This is a way to do it where the edge is in your favor. I had some fun with one like this a little while ago, but in order to take full advantage, definitely do bloodsuckers if you can get it. Is that on DK? I'm guessing. Is that probably what that was? So I don't think they have bloodsuckers on DK. I couldn't find it the other day when I was going through it. What percent slot is plus EV? Yeah. So there are. So return to player. This is a good kind of tangent to talk about this. So different slots have different return to player. So normally you try to get about that 4% is going to be DK. Okay, heck yeah. So Casey, if in Connecticut you can find bloodsuckers, that has about a 98% return to player. So that's actually going to get you a plus EV, expected value of about that 2% range, which on, if you're going through, what's my math here? 250 times 25, 250 times 20 is 500. So like 7,500. Is that right? Did I math that right, guys? I don't know. Sometimes I suck at math. But the point is that if you can get up to that 98% return to player, like with something like a Bloodsuckers or 97% with Guns N' Roses, then that gives you about that 2 to 1% range of plus expected value. Now, if you go to some like, I don't know, most of them, right? Most are down near that 96 to 95%. So if you're return to player, so if you go to 96%, then that's right at even EV with different variants. So you guys can always look those up. Again, I've mentioned that Wizard of Odds. That's a good website. They've got some of the highest return to player slots that are out there. But almost any time that you're curious about one of your favorite slots, like you say, hey, is that double diamond, or they've got a ton of those. Is this going to be profitable to use on a promotion? Just go ahead, type in double diamond RTP, and there are tons of websites that are going to be spitting that out. But again, Bloodsuckers, if you can get it, if you can find that somewhere, that's really low variance, and it's got like a 98% return to player. So that's our favorite. If you like a little bit higher variance, but still high return to player, that Hotline one is high return to player, but it's also high variance. So you can go a long time and totally get screwed. And then Guns N' Roses is pretty mid to low variance, 7% return to player. And same with Bloodsuckers. Bloodsuckers too and Guns N' Roses should be available everywhere. Those are just off of the top of my head some of my go-to slots when I have to go through it. When I just did that promotion I was talking about, I did Bloodsuckers too. I had a little bit of a mixed bag there, but ultimately that's the best way to take advantage. I've also had a promotion where I did Bloodsuckers too and ended up making way higher than what was the expected value. Cool. Appreciate you asking that question, Casey. Things like that. If you guys chime in and just kind of let me know what you're thinking, that really gives me an opportunity to kind of cater these streams to you guys and to where you're at. So if you're like, hey, like Casey, he's got a different promotion than what some of us have, that'll happen. If you're curious about a boost somewhere, actually, see, now I'm talking about it. There is a boost on DraftKings that when I went to look at it, it did look profitable. And I think it was Arizona basketball to win by 5+ points. I think it was boosted to plus 200. When I was looking at that, again, I was just kind of comparing odds on OddsJam, but that came out, the highest odds outside of DK was plus 170. So boosting up to plus 200 is something that's going to be profitable. So if you guys want to throw that one down, I threw 25 bucks on it. I didn't do any calculation on that one just because I saw that right before I was hopping on. But because I was comparing odds, it is a true boost. It is something that's profitable. And I would say generally probably about 25 to 30 bucks on that. All right. Any other thoughts? I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're enjoying, if you're here in Michigan, I hope you're enjoying the snow. I know I am. I love getting some snow. I'm gonna go skiing today. Hopefully we get enough up here. I live in northern Michigan with my family. Shoot. All right, yeah. Casey, definitely check some out. There's no Guns N' Roses either. Dang. I'm trying to think of some of the others that we have that we've done in the past that are profitable. If there's no bloodsuckers, they don't even have bloodsuckers too. That kind of sucks. But almost any slot is going to be like of 96% return to player. So even then it'll come out even odds. I love personally, I don't know if you guys have experienced this. This is not mathematically sound. I'm not going to put this on the official promo guy.us header. I've had a ton of good luck with Jumanji. I don't know why. I love that game. That's my favorite. That's just a personal favorite slot. For whatever reason, I've seemed to have some good luck there. So if I can't find anything else, if I can't find a Bloodsuckers, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So Casey, if you're ever on stream and you've got something that or anybody who's out of state, I'm in Michigan. Sam's in Michigan. So if there's ever anything that you're looking at there and you're in Connecticut, or we had a guy pop on there. What was his name? Shoot, can't think of his name. But he popped on the other day, and he was from New Jersey. So we got to chat. Or actually, he's from New York, but he travels down to New Jersey for bets. So if you guys are ever in a different state and you're like, hey, these are our promotions. These are the bets we've got. There you go. I love Jumanji. That's my favorite. It's not necessarily something that is higher plus EV. I would still definitely recommend bouncing around and looking at some of the higher return to player games. I know White Rabbit Megaways is one that is higher return to player, but that's also higher variance. So I would bounce around, Casey, still do some research, but if you can't find anything else, Jumanji is a fun game that has worked for me personally. So I appreciate y'all sticking in with me. We still got like 13 odd people. If this has been something that you guys have appreciated, even just hearing somebody talk through some of this stuff has helped you at all process this whole promotion, this sports betting, even just gambling, whatever, casino type stuff. If this is something that you've liked, feel free to share it with somebody, put a like down. Obviously, I'm here because I want to be able to help. I want to be able to give any advice, give any thoughts on profitable betting in the mathematical realm. Please feel free to share. Other than that, guys, I think I am going to head off. Jay, you haven't opened Caesar account yet. Ooh, yes. So yeah, Jay. So one thing I would recommend for the promos, for the sign up bonuses, this is fantastic. I actually do love Caesar's the sports betting side of the sign up bonus. I will say be careful with the casino side because they do have really, really high playthrough right now. So I would be a little hesitant on the casino side, but I really do like this sign up bonus, especially if you compare it with, I think there was another sign up that they have like a little on the side, or if you go through our website here, sometimes there'll be a little, I don't know exactly what our updated lines are, but some of our sites will sometimes give you a little bonus money. All that talking aside, definitely open up a Caesars account. It's a fantastic site. And then I would, because every day that you're missing out on some of these profit boosts, you're missing out on money, right? So I would definitely recommend opening it. And if you're a little bit more tentative, a little bit more conservative with your betting, you don't have as big of a bankroll, you don't want to throw $1,001 down without any kind of coverage, because if you lose and then you get that free bet back, then you're likely to not make that full 1,000 back. So if you're opening that Caesars account, my recommendation for some of you guys, if you're a little bit more conservative, is hedge that, right? So that first bet, because you're getting your $1,000 either way, my recommendation is for that first bet, there's tons of, you know what? Let me look something up right now. There are a ton of arbitrages where you can make money. So you can throw something down on Caesars and you can throw something down on PointsBet or FanDuel or DraftKings, and you'll profit maybe only like, I don't know, $10 off of something like this. But then you get that free shot at $1,000 free bet, right? With almost no risk. So I'm actually going to just pop on here, see if there's anything that sticks out to me that you could potentially take advantage of, Jay. And because, you know, like I said, this Odds Jam site, we love them. They're not an official partner, but they, you know, they do kind of like, even though they're not official, they do kind of partner with us. So we do get to help them out. They help us out. So I like to shout them out. It's super helpful because I can just go on here. They have this betting tools thing. I can go to arbitrage and let's see. So there's one right now. You could bet money line. If you have WinBet, you could bet the money line on the Warriors on Caesars. So you put $1,001 on Caesars plus 150, and if you have the bankroll on the other side, you put what would it be, 1,000 and like $400 odd dollars, because on WinBet, because they have it at minus 137. So that difference lines, that gets you about, let me calculate this real quick. Let's go 1,000. Again, these two lines are Golden State Warriors, Phoenix Suns money line. So you would stake 14,045 on WinBet, and that guarantees you a profit of $54. And then you also get that $1,000 free bet. So it takes a little bit more bankroll to be able to hedge something like this to arbit. But this is something where normally we recommend against arbing because you're actually giving the advantage to the sports books twice. But one reason that we're looking at it here is when sports books have a differential, like there's a difference in their odds, then we like hedges, right? We like arbs where they give us free money. So that's a really good one. A couple of others that Caesars has is, let's see. That's the biggest one for sure. If you have access to Pinnacle, there are a couple there where the lines are different. And then there's one way down at the bottom where it's Darius Garland over 2.5 points or under 2.5 points in the Celtics-Cavs game, where you could throw $1,000 on Caesars on the over, and then if you have Fox Bet, you could throw it on the under. That's basically just breaking even, but it's still something to take advantage of, right? So yes, long story short, Jay, I recommend taking advantage of it. If you're a little bit more conservative, look at ARB opportunities where you can guarantee a minimal profit, and then you get that free shot at that free bet. Heck yeah, Shark. Yeah, I loved Fire Keepers. It's, if you take advantage of that online when they had those deposit boosts, those deposit bonuses, that was a great way to make money from them. I tell you what, I made the mistake of my first time when I went in, I drove over there and I picked up the money from the cage. And while I was waiting for it all to process, I'm like, whatever. I made a lot of money. Let me go throw $100 in a slot machine here. That was a dumb decision. That $100 was gone so fast, man. So I know how you can lose money from Fire Keepers, but ultimately, if you take advantage of some of these promos, it's great. Yeah, Jay, I hope that helps. That's all for me today, guys. Yeah, it took forever for me to process. I did something wrong, and so I was like, whatever. I'll go sit down, play. I think I played Cats, which, you know, kind of a fun game. But man, that money was gone so fast. Yeah, it was brutal. And now I did eventually get I was happy to wait because ultimately, like, they gave me like $600. So it's like $600 free bucks. Like, you're going to pay $200 an hour to sit here and wait. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now, the second time I went, I was sure to make sure that the process was efficient. I was in and out in like 5 minutes. But anywho, all right, y'all. I'm gonna sign off. If you guys have more questions, I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll probably be on tomorrow. Will be my last day for the stream. I'll try to get something in around Christmas Eve. It's a little bit crazy. Christmas gets kind of crazy for me. But I'll try to give a little shout out. I know Sam will still be posting a lot of his picks, so be sure to keep up. And if y'all ever have any questions, feel free to kind of reach out to us. My email is connected to the YouTube channel. It's also my other email is ccruzel@hotmail.com. So feel free to kind of let me know if you guys are wondering anything. You can always reach out to Sam on Twitter. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. I look forward to having another profitable day with y'all. Peace out.